Welcome to The Explainer. Now, if you operate in the digital space, today is going to be absolutely incredibly valuable. We're demystifying the often, well, let's be honest, kind of confusing world of SEO. And to do it, we're unpacking a really fascinating blueprint we found from First Page Ranks. They're an agency based out of Mohali, India, and we're going to reverse engineer their entire service structure, their methodologies, and yep, even their actual pricing, just to see exactly how a professional optimization engine works under the hood.
So, if you're a small business owner, this right here is literally the million-dollar question. Why isn't your website ranking? It's such a universal frustration, right? You build this beautiful site, you hit launch, and then crickets. The hard truth is, there's no magic switch you can just flip. Getting to page 1 requires a highly structured, multi-layered approach.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll meet First Page Ranks Mohali. Number 2. The core SEO pillars. 3. Dominating local search. 4. Specialized SEO strategies. And 5. Pricing and packages.
Section 1. Meet First Page Ranks Mohali.
So this agency builds their entire foundation on what we call white hat SEO. That means they completely avoid quick, shady fixes. No sketchy link schemes, no keyword stuffing, none of that. Instead, it's all about algorithmic compliance, doing things the ethical way. They focus on high-quality content and earning genuine backlinks so you get sustainable growth that doesn't just vanish into thin air the second Google updates its algorithm.
Moving right along to Section 2, the core SEO pillars.
Now, if you were to actually sign on as a client at First Page Ranks, this is the chronological journey you take. Step 1 is the SEO discovery and audit phase. Kind of like going to the doctor for a checkup to diagnose your site's health and find those golden buyer intent keywords. Step 2 is where the heavy lifting happens, core optimization. That branches into on-page, off-page, and technical. And Step 3, maintenance and monitoring. You know, SEO is a living, breathing ecosystem, so continuous updates are absolutely crucial to keep your ranking.
And this brilliantly illustrates how they split that optimization into two famous halves. On-page SEO is all the stuff done directly on your actual website. We're talking meta tags, internal linking, creating killer content so search engines instantly get what you're about. Then, you've got off-page SEO. These are the authority-building actions taken across the rest of the internet, like securing high-quality backlinks and digital PR to prove to Google that your site is trustworthy.
But hold on, we can't forget the invisible foundation holding up the entire house, technical SEO. First Page Ranks zeroes in on making sure search engine bots can actually crawl and process your site. They fix load speeds, lock things down with HTTPS, make it mobile responsive. Honestly, if this digital plumbing is broken, I don't care how great your content is, it's not going to save your rankings.
Section 3. Dominating local search.
If you're a business that needs to capture people physically nearby, First Page Ranks has a really specific playbook for this. It's all about total consistency with your name, address, and phone number, your NAP. They optimize your Google Business Profile and aggressively target those near me and city-specific keywords. The end goal? Securing a spot in the Google Map Pack, which is just absolute prime digital real estate.
All right, Section 4, Specialized SEO Strategies.
Because a true blueprint is never just one size fits all, let's look at e-commerce. Selling online requires its own unique rulebook. The focus shifts heavily toward buyer intent keywords, basically capturing people who already have their credit cards out and are ready to hit buy. They're optimizing product pages, dialing in those image load speeds, and using schema markup so your prices and FAQs show up right there in the search results.
We're also seeing this massive, wild evolution in how people search, which is why voice search optimization is such a big deal now. Think about it. You don't type the same way you speak to your phone or your smart speaker, right? So they adapted this by targeting natural conversational phrases and formatting content into these concise FAQ sections that are literally designed to be read aloud by virtual assistants.
And then, well, there are the digital emergencies. SEO penalty recovery is where this agency steps in like a digital hazmat team. Say a site violates Google's guidelines and just tanks its traffic because of a panda or penguin update. They come in, diagnose the damage, rip out those toxic backlinks, fix the duplicate content, and repair the site to get that organic traffic flowing again. It is a lifesaver.
Section 5. Pricing and packages.
So, the crucial point is, what does all this actually cost? Let's anchor our discussion with this specific number, 3,600 Indian rupees. Honestly, it's pretty rare to see an agency publish this so openly.
For that starting price, they run a foundational SEO discovery and keyword strategy sprint over 5 to 7 days. It's the absolute vital first step before any of the real heavy optimization begins.
In partially reviewing this wider pricing matrix, you can see exactly how they structure their retainers across the different pillars and time commitments to fit different budgets. Dedicated technical SEO? That sits at 7,100 rupees monthly. Local SEO starts at 6,100. It's a completely modular setup, meaning you can lock in for a monthly, quarterly, or yearly track depending on what your business actually needs to grow.
Which brings us to a really massive takeaway here. SEO is absolutely not a set-it-and-forget-it project. Ongoing maintenance is mandatory. Algorithms change literally all the time. And trust me, your competitors are not sleeping. Continuous monitoring is the only way to maintain your digital stability over the long haul.
If digging into this blueprint today has sparked an interest in leveling up your own digital presence, this is the direct line to those experts at First Page Ranks over in Mohali. They're the ones executing these strategies every single day for brands that are serious about improving their visibility and capturing more of that organic traffic.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Take a real hard look at your own digital foundation right now. If search engines evaluated your website today, what story are your core pillars actually telling them? Are your technicals completely invisible? Is your local presence weak? Use the blueprint we just unpacked to audit your own strategy. Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer today, and I highly, highly encourage you to go take a closer look at your own SEO pillars.